Fight AZ is a nonprofit organization with the mission of taking our World War II and Korean War veterans to see their memorials in Washington, D.C. at no cost to the veteran. Honor Fight AZ works year-round to plan and conduct about 8 to 10 trips to the memorials in Washington, D.C. We were able to catch up with some of these veterans and the supporters of them at the airport. Check this out.
My name is Chuck Alvarez. I was in Korea. There's so many of us that went to Korea. So many of us that came back with bad memories, sad memories, having lost a lot of friends. And we never really got what I would do, true recognition for what we all went through. I was lucky enough to have signed up for this trip, looking forward to it. And I appreciate so much what all these volunteers have done to make this trip possible for me. I wanted to go see the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. I don't think they get enough credit, but they're there every single day. Maybe give them a salute back or let them know I'm there.
George Gunderson, Staff Sergeant, United States Air Force. I was an aircraft mechanic on C-54s, the crew chief on a C-54. Oh, seeing all the monuments, I think would be fun. Well, it's just a good way to look and serve our beautiful country we live in.
My name is Harold Norman, Omaha, Nebraska. I was in the U.S. Army Air Corps. It gives me a lot of things to reminisce about.
My name is Jerry Schwartz, and I was in Korea. Graduated from high school. I was 17 years old in June. I went to Korea in February of 1951, and I was with the 1st Marines. And probably the thing I think about most was Hill 902. And if you've been there, you've got something to say, talk about it. It gives me goosebumps sometimes, you know. You just, you've been there and you've done that. And I think that's probably it in a nutshell. We helped a lot of people and made a lot of friends. Some of them aren't with us anymore, but that's to be expected. We've been waiting for this for a long time. We finally got to go.
My name is Jay Sanderson, and I'm from Arizona. I was 17 when I went in, and my dad had to sign for me. And this is just a marvelous opportunity, and I feel so thrilled and privileged to be one of those selected to take this flight.
I'm Robert Yates. I'm 89 years old. I'm a Korean War veteran. I served in the Navy from 1947 to 1950. It means a lot to me. And I'm so patriotic, it's unbelievable. But some lady called me and said, would you still like to go to on an honor flight? And I said, I'd love to go. Here I am, I'm going.
The honor flight has returned at Sky Harbor Airport, and with us now is Dwayne Thompson. Your impressions of this trip?
It's almost too emotional to be able to talk about it. Fabulous.
What memories come flooding back? The good, the bad, which are the most memorable? I mean, which one comes to mind first?
The most incredible thing was the reception we got from just people we saw. People when we left, people when we got back, people at the Iwo Jima Memorial, and everywhere we went. People were appreciating, thanking us, shaking our hands.
As a civilian, it is so emotional for me. I can only imagine for the things you saw, what memories it must bring back for you.
Yeah, it is absolutely incredible. It's been a long time since I was discharged, but it all comes back.
We thank you for your service, and I'm so glad you came back with this trip. Emotional. I'm glad it touched you.
I am. It's incredible.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
It's a trip that's difficult to describe. I can take pictures of monuments and all that kind of stuff, but you can't take pictures of camaraderie.
When you go back to a memorial like this, obviously having served yourself, you don't need a memorial. You have memories. What do those memorials mean to you when you see them?
Well, I cried.
Yeah.
It was just so heart-wrenching to think of how many families were destroyed during those two wars. And now, of course, Vietnam is amazing. Just amazing.
So a good trip.
Oh, I wish I could do it again, but I only get to go once. So, every airport we went into, whether landing or taking off, we got amazing response.
That's great, and you deserve every minute of it.
Just love it.
So the guy responsible for getting us out here, you wrote us a letter about the honor flights.
Yes, sir.
And so tell me, now that you've been on the trip, how was it?
It's unbelievable. That's the only thing I can think of. Going through the war was one thing, but coming back and going down the hallway and having everybody in the restaurants, the people walking to their flight, their flight deck and everything, hollering, screaming. I'm a Marine, so I got a lot of Semper Fi's, and all the accolades were just overwhelming. I gotta say, it made me cry.
Well, we appreciate your service, and I'm so glad you wrote me that letter, because it's an honor to meet you and all these other people.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. The coordinator, kind of herding all the cats on the trip, is Karen. Tell us what these trips mean to you.
I'll tell you, I'm the daughter of a World War II veteran and the wife of a Vietnam veteran. So when I retired, I got involved with this organization, and I've been doing this, and it means the world to me from my heart to hear these veterans' stories, to thank them personally, and to make sure that every single one of them get to Washington, D.C. to see their memorials. So that's really what our mission is.
Isn't it amazing to see these men, after all these years, well up with such emotion that comes flooding back?
Absolutely, and in fact, when we do mail call on the plane, the whole entire plane needs tissues, and some of them can't even open their mail because it means so much to them. And mail call was very important to them. They couldn't Skype back then, you know? So that means a lot to us, and it means, better yet, it means the world to them.
What's amazing is the men and women that serve in our military, they do their duty and then they come home and back to a regular life and never ask for anything.
Exactly.
So some of them seem to be truly amazed at the outpouring of support.
They are, and when they were at the airport at the beginning, they saw the whole airport stand up and clap. The same thing in Baltimore, and they absolutely cannot believe it at all. And they are so humbled by that, and we should be humbled by them.
Well, on behalf of the citizens that get to observe, like I have today, what you've done, thank you for all your hard work for these men and women and for everybody involved, because it truly is a great program.
Well, and thank you all for doing this program for them. They will love it, and we will love it as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You're going to make me cry. Sir Isaac Newton said, "If I can see further, it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants." You talk to a member of the military, when they see these men that served before them, they stand on the shoulders of giants. You want to know why I support the veterans? That's why I support the veterans. We'll be back.